Welcome to the Matrix. Apparently, we've been lied to all of our lives. We've been taught that everything we see, we touch, we feel, everything we can connect with in our five senses is reality. This is the real world. This is where we live, and that's the whole of our reality. And then somebody breaks it to us that there's a spiritual side, like a sixth sense. There's things going on in the supernatural world that we're not aware of with our five senses all of the time. Sometimes we think we can kind of sense it, sometimes we can't. But there's a spiritual world out there. So eventually, what happens to most people, not all, at some point we're told Jesus died for us. We need a savior. We're going to go to hell if we don't have a savior. So you need Jesus to save you from hell. And it was a hell that God created for the devil and his angels, but we're going to go there if we don't accept Jesus. So some of us get pressured into it. Some of us, are going through a rough time in life, and somebody says, oh man, God's the answer, brother. God's going to fix all your problems. So let's just say we believe. We get saved. We get saved meaning we believe Jesus died on the cross for us personally. Not just for the whole world. Yeah, he died for the world, but Jesus died for me. Me personally. Ross Johnson, Jesus died for me. So you believe this and you think, okay, great. Now I'm a new creation. So they tell me, and all things are new, everything's wonderful, but then you find out you live in a real world, you're still broke. You're still sick, you're still poor, you're still in a bad relationship, you're still doing all the things you did before. For a lot of people, that's the case. It seems like a few people come up from this new birth and they just run with it and they become something, people we admire. You look at like Pastor Dan Moeller. Pastor Dan, he went from just a worker, a normal guy, foul mouth, just the usual stuff as everybody else. And Dan gets saved, and next thing you know, man, he's on fire. 9 months later, he's preaching, he's doing these miracles. It's all great. And we look at that and go, well, why not me? Maybe God picked Dan special. But then Dan will be the first to tell you, he's not special. He's special in that he's a child of the Most High God. But he's no different from you. Your experience can be the same. Well, my experience has been, it's been over 30 years. I've been trying to follow God. I've been trying to go to church and do that thing. And it just doesn't seem like it's working out for me too well all the time. And I got to the point where I needed back surgery about 5 years ago. And here I am, a Christian. I've been saved forever, believe God heals. Man, I go in every healing line. I'm doing everything I can to get healed. I'm watching more videos about healing, trying to do everything in the Christian world to get healed. And nothing. So eventually, the pain is so bad. When I lay in bed at night, I cry for 45 minutes. And it's just always, it's like a year and a half of this, just won't stop. And so finally I opt to get the surgery. I get the surgery done. It went quickly, easily. Pain's over with. It's all good. But it left me bitter. In the weeks following that surgery and recovery, I really started re-looking at my salvation, what I believed. Was God real? I still felt like God was real, but did God really heal people or did he not? Was it just for a chosen few or not? So in me starting to Google and investigate, are healings real, are miracles real? I came across guys like Todd White, Pastor Dan Moeller, Pete Cabrera Jr., Tom Loud. I came across these guys like this. And some of the things I saw on their YouTube videos kind of baffled me. It's like, I've seen the whole healing thing. You lay hands on people, they fall out. Ooh, God heal me. And, we don't know if it really happened or not. But I saw things on video that was like, okay, this is just crazy next level. And if you haven't checked some of these guys out, I suggest you check them out. I'll try to link some of these things in the description just so you can kind of get an idea what I'm talking about. But of the group, at the time, Pastor Tom Loud, he really spoke to me as far as his videos. So I watched his videos and started getting a better understanding of why I wasn't getting healing, why I wasn't seeing the miracles, why things weren't happening for me like it was the select few, I felt. And so I started praying for people and started seeing a little healing manifestation. Now, granted, it wasn't like you see in most people's videos. Matter of fact, I would have to pray from some people repeatedly, like pray and believe God, nothing. Pray and believe God, nothing. Maybe the fourth or fifth time, hey, I feel a little something tingling. Pray again. Oh, I feel it changed from heat to cold. Oh, now it's going no. So I was beginning to walk this thing out. And like any baby, when you first see a baby walk, they're going to stumble, they're going to fall. They haven't got it figured out. But if you're trying to pray for people and you want to believe God for them, you have to walk that thing out. You have to get up every time you fall. You have to get up every time you don't see everything happening the second you want it to happen, because you're growing in faith. You're stumbling and falling. It's not God's fault. It's our fault. We're trying to believe. We're trying to learn. God doesn't fault you for trying. I mean, He loves you for trying. He's proud of you that you keep getting up and you keep walking this thing out. So keep getting up and walking this thing out. So in my case, I kept trying to walk it out. And eventually, I started going through a phase of condemnation, believe it or not. There was something I learned in this process, and I'm going to share that on another video. But needless to say, I found out that we are like in the Matrix. If you've seen the movie, you know that everybody thinks they're living in reality, but really they're just like a battery. They're just in some tube somewhere charging and feeding something else that's feeding on them. And it's kind of like that with us. We're these Christians. We're made to be like God. God-like. He made us in His image. He's a spirit. He made us to be a spirit, a strong spirit, to speak things in existence, to control things, to subdue things, to replenish the earth. We were made to do great things, but we're stuck somewhere while something is feeding off of us. And most of us never get freed of that. And even when we do get freed up, we don't know how to get to our full potential. So it is my only goal in this process, in these series of videos I'm going to make. The goal is to teach you who you are. So you can get up, you can walk it out, and your life can be changed forever, and you don't have to spend 30, 40 years trying and failing. You can get this right now.